Hi, I'm Lee.
And I'm Chandra,
and we're the Watson twins.
I think that, being on the road is very inspirational, obviously. I mean, we can feel the music coming up through the floors right now. So, you're surrounded by music. You're also surrounded by your friends. You're surrounded by, beautiful landscapes and also the stress of everything and chaotic nature of sort of touring. But, it's always, I feel like we sort of store up all those inspirations on the road, and then when we get home, it's just a matter of like literally just sitting down with the guitar and all this stuff sort of starts flowing out of you, and you're like, oh wow, this had an impact on me,
For me, I kind of feel the same way, but I enjoy those quiet moments at home of being able to just pick up the guitar whenever you want. It's like the stuff that we're doing now, it's so fast-paced, there's meeting with interviewers and doing photo shoots and video shoots and all that stuff on the road, which is fantastic to be able to be out there meeting the people who enjoy your music and who support it, but it is hard to find time to actually sit down and play. But again, the inspiration is so much more, like being able to feed off of that and kind of deliver use that as like part of your delivery. And also it's great practice. I feel like, each time we perform, it's like the stage becomes our home. It becomes where we feel comfortable, and that's a great thing.
I think that you're always, you release a record and you're always sort of past the record when you release it. I mean, we sort of started to hint at, some of the sounds that we were exploring now with more of sort of an R&B and soul aspect to this record. Also just more like pop and more sort of, upbeat, up-tempo songs that are not like, our previous records, Southern Manners and Fire songs, where, they were pretty much full force Americana, pieces. It's like we're keeping all those harmonies and the essence of lyrically how we write, but we're changing things sonically, and I think I would guess that's probably going to continue to change as we continue to make records,
I feel like it's so much easier to see the people around you growing than yourself, and that sort of like reflective question is difficult to answer because it is, so dimensional. It's personal growth, it's, professional growth, it's also just like learning yourself better and like how you become a person to what do they call it, survivalist. Like that's what you become on the road, and you learn how to like sort of push those boundaries of what you think you're capable of, operating on 3 hours of sleep and still being able to remember the chords of the songs and the lyrics and everything. But I feel like for me, it's something that I've always sort of loved doing, and I never thought I would be able to do it at this level and have people come out and see our shows and know the songs and appreciate them, and that's been a really beautiful thing, and I think that's helped me to grow more confident. And for this record, I think for both of us, like we felt this sort of like personal growth and more confidence in our writing and in our playing, and so I think that's kind of why things have started to move out of this Americana world and into more
something a little different,
explorative sort of sound.
Yeah, I would definitely say just touring over and over again and like being out there on the road, you realize like, I mean, we literally do this for the response of one fan or two fans or 200 fans.
We prefer like 200 or 300, but if it's two, it's cool.
It's like you write these songs in your bedroom or in your living room, and you're like, oh, I wonder if anyone will relate or get this, and then you go on the road and all these people start giving you feedback, and you're like, okay, now I get it. Now I get why I'm out here and why I'm slaving away and like driving myself crazy basically to like make this happen. And it's because when you meet those people, it makes it worth it. And I think that also gives you the confidence to continue to write and to continue to push forward, because art in any form, whether you're a painter, whether you're graphic artist, you're a singer, songwriter, whatever, it's like you know, this is not an easy job to do. You know, there's a lot of people who are critics, and there's a lot of people who, you know, are going, why should I listen to you? You know, and so I think that, you know, if you don't love it, you're never going to continue to do it, you know, because it's not for the weak-hearted.
I close are something that, to me, it's like writing a song. It's putting together the right pieces that work together and adding like that perfect little accessory to sort of make things more interesting and to create a whole ensemble, if you will. And I think for me, it's musical, and it also reflects creativity. And, you know, sometimes I feel like wearing a dress, and sometimes I feel like wearing like a wife beater or tank top, whatever you want to call it, and, you know, thrash jeans and cowboy boots. And I think more than anything for both of us, it's just about feeling comfortable on stage. And we've both gotten to a point where we enjoy shopping and going to, you know, mostly thrifting, which we were hitting the Portland thrift shops today. And
this town's so good.
White overalls, need I say more? Don't be jealous. No, we found some great stuff, and that's part of touring too. Like, that's what we love, being out on the road. We have our vintage haunts that we go to across America, and every time somebody turns us on to a new one, it's like we were saying, like, we need to get just kind of like pool all of our, you know, friends who are musicians, like our friend Jenny,
just make a list,
our friend Courtney, and like we're all vintage, you know, vintage people, and so we should do like a little musician's guide to, you know, the vintage. But then everybody knows about it, so
we got to keep the secret safe, you know.
Exactly. So I don't know. I think, you know, music and fashion are very similar, and finding that. I mean, believe me, I've written horrible songs and I've worn horrible outfits, but I feel like each year I'm like sort of moving past that. And the thing is, inspiration strikes you and you have to go with it.
Yeah, and I think too, you know, the biggest thing about being a performer and what you wear on stage, I think that, you know, I've seen some of the most amazing performers, and they're just so obviously uncomfortable in what they're wearing, and you're like, why are you wearing that? Because now all I can look at is the fact that your blazer is making you sweat and you're uncomfortable. It's like, wear a t-shirt, like, you know, or wear a sundress or whatever, you know. It's like, I think that fashion is really interesting because, you know, people want to make such a statement, but it's really about, like, if you're comfortable and the essence of you is like being projected to people, wow, she's creative, she's weird, oh, I don't like that shirt or whatever. But it's like, it's basically just like another extension of your creative self. And if you're comfortable in your creative self, then that's going to come through, and people are going to be like, wow, that's a really off-the-wall style, but amazing, because she makes it work and she looks super comfortable in it.
Hey.
Turquoise.
Earrings, bracelets. Hola, we are the Watson twins. Greetings and salutations.
Bienvenidos.